Welcome back to K with Kyle. I'm your host Kyle. Today we'll be forecasting this upcoming Saturday, August 29th. It's UFC Fight Night between Anthony Smith and Aleksandar Rakic. Two light heavyweights with devastating KO power, both looking to turn this win into a title shot in the newly opened up light heavyweight division. With Jon Jones vacating the belt, we have Dominick Reyes fighting Jan Blachowicz for the vacant light heavyweight title, and this fight between Smith and Rakic will determine the next top contender. I'll be breaking down all the fights on the main card, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Starting off the main card, we have the long-anticipated rematch between Magomed Ankalaev and Yeon Cutelaba. This fight was supposed to start off UFC 252's main card, but Yeon tested positive for coronavirus and the fight was rescheduled. We will see if the positive corona test negatively affects Cutelaba in this fight, but I'm not sure. Their first fight ended in a controversial stoppage where Cutelaba was dazed on his feet but still throwing haymakers, but the ref stopped the fight as he thought that Yeon was out on his feet. He immediately protested, and he wants the fight to be overturned to a no contest, but here we are with the rematch. Cutelaba is 3 of his last 5 fights, with the 3 wins coming by 2 TKO and 1 knockout. Ankalaev is coming in with a 14-1 record and on a 4-fight win streak. Lots of finishes by KO and TKO between these two. Cutelaba always comes out of the gate strong. I hope we see some of the head kicks that were effective from Ankalaev that we saw in the first fight. I'm leaning towards Ankalaev as I feel he might just be the technically superior striker. Moving on, we have the announced fight of Ricardo Lamas and UFC newcomer Bill Algeo at Featherweight. Lamas was scheduled to fight Ryan Hall, but who had to pull out due to an undisclosed injury. Lamas is coming off of a TKO win over Darren Elkins, and most recently a KO loss to Calvin Kattar. Lamas is 2 for his last 5 fights. He formerly had a performance of the night against Charles Oliveira in 2016. And all of Algeo's fights are in other organizations, so we'll be interested to see how he does against a UFC veteran like Lamas. I'm not familiar enough with Bill Algeo to make a pick on this fight, but I wish him a good debut. Next, we have a women's flyweight bout between Alexa Grasso and Yeon Kim. Grasso is previously struggled to make the strawweight limit, so she decided to move up to flyweight. Grasso is a Mexican mixed martial artist who previously competed in Invicta. She's coming off of a majority decision loss to Carla Esparza. Grasso is 2 for her last 5 fights, losing a couple of close decisions. Yeon Kim is a South Korean mixed martial artist who is 3 of her last 5 fights, mostly going to decision. She's coming off of a KO win over Nadia Qasim. Grasso is the minus 300 betting favorite going in, so it's not outrageous to take Yeon Kim as the underdog. We just had a big upset in a female fight on the main card of the previous fight night, so there's a chance to make some money here. I'm saying that the safe bet is the over in terms of rounds, of 2.5 rounds. The opportunity to make a little would be betting on Yeon Kim. In the co-main event, we have Robbie Lawler stepping in to face Neil Magny at welterweight. Lawler is replacing Jeff Neal, who was scheduled to fight but became deathly ill. I think he's okay now, but he was really sick for a time. Lawler is the former welterweight champ with 2 successful title defenses. Lawler has 4 fight of the night bonuses and 2 fight of the years against Rory McDonald and against Johnny Hendricks. Robbie Lawler is 1 for his last 5 fights, losing to former champs, interim champs, and then a bogus stoppage versus Ben Askren. Magny, on the other hand, is 4 of his last 5 fights, coming off of a unanimous decision victory over Anthony Rocco Martin. Neil Magny has been submitted before, and he was KO'd by Santiago Ponzinibbio. He will have the height and reach advantage in this fight. Robbie Lawler is coming off of a unanimous decision loss to Colby Covington, so that's a tough customer. Lawler has what it takes to get it done, but he's come on hard times lately in the UFC. Magny is coming in as the betting favorite as minus 210. It's another opportunity to make some money on an underdog with Lawler, but I'm personally going with Neil Magny as I've been impressed with him lately and him staying active. So in the main event, we have Anthony Smith facing Aleksandar Rakic at light heavyweight. Aleksandar Rakic is coming in at 12-2 with 9 knockouts, but most recently a controversial split decision loss to Volkan Ozdemir. Prior to that, he KO'd Jimmy Manuwa with a head kick. He TKO'd Devin Clark, and he dominated a unanimous decision victory over Justin Ledet that the judges scored 30-25, 30-24, and 30-24. So just dominating rounds. These fighters are both 6'3", and Rakic is going to come in with a 2-inch reach advantage. Anthony Smith is coming off of a TKO loss to Glover Teixeira in May, and he was ahead early, but he gassed a little bit and then was finished by Teixeira. Some people are saying that he took too much damage in that fight for such a quick comeback, so we'll see if his chin holds up against Rakic. Anthony Smith, as you remember, has fought against the top talent at light heavyweight with wins over Alexander Gustafsson. He beat Volkan Ozdemir and a win over Shogun Rua. He went the distance against Jon Jones, but he lost the decision. It depends what Anthony Smith shows up on Saturday. At his best, he can finish the top contenders, but he is coming off of a TKO loss. Rakic could make a title run if he were to win this in an impressive fashion. Either one could really make a title run after this. I'm going with the huge betting favorite at -300 with Aleksandar Rakic. Both men have shown fatigue in later rounds, but I think Rakic will finish the fight. That's all for the main card, so let's move on to Kyle's fight picks. Kyle's fight picks. Alright, quickly going through the card, I have Magomed, Ankalaev. I've got Grasso, Kim going to a decision. I've got Neil Magny in the co-main event, and Aleksandar Rakic by finish in the main event. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back with a recap after the event. Be sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, Fight Fan family, peace.